Okay guys, let's make some pierogi together. So today I'm going to show you the recipe for Polish dumplings. It's the most common type and my personal favorite. I feel like a lot of people's personal favorite is this one as well. So these are stuffed with potato and cheese and they're just delicious. The ingredients are fairly simple. I mean, it's flour, potatoes, cheese, salt, pepper, oil, butter, and that's about it, and an onion. However, the most tedious part is assembling the pierogi themselves. It requires a lot of labor and love, but put on a movie in the background and get some friends to help you, and it's a fun process. So I made over 100 pierogi and it did take me 2 days to make, but I made it for a Polish themed party I was having at my apartment with homemade Polish cookies I made as well, which I'll insert photos and clips of that at the end of the video. So let's get started. To begin, prepare all of your ingredients. You're going to start out with flour, hot water, oil, potatoes, farmer's cheese, I got mine from Whole Foods, and onion, butter, and salt and pepper. So begin by placing a bowl on a food scale. That's where I measured all of my ingredients. And I scooped out the farmer's cheese and measured out the amount I needed. I doubled the recipe. Then I have my onion and I already peeled my potatoes. I'm gonna cut them in half just so they boil a bit faster in the water. So I've already boiled my water. I'm gonna place all of the potatoes in the water and then set it back on the stove up until the potatoes are soft. And boil, boil, boil. So next up, I take my onion and I'm gonna just dice it all up, mince it. I'm using one whole entire onion. Then take a pan and take some butter. I took 2 tablespoons and placed it on the pan and melted it first. I placed it over medium heat. I already had the pan heated up with the butter, and I took my onions, placed it on the pan, and put it back over medium heat. So just kind of let those onions saute for about 10 minutes. Meanwhile, I started making the dough. So I measured out the flour, and then I got my hot water, and I kind of made a placement in the middle of the flour to pour it all in. Then I'm taking my 5 tablespoons of oil and mixing that in. So mix, 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 and once it gets into a thicker consistency, take your hands and start kneading the dough. Now this is the hard part, start kneading your dough, and this should take a while, probably maybe 10 to 15 minutes. And knead, 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 knead. This was my arm workout for the day. Knead the dough until it becomes kind of stretchy, super soft to the touch, and all the ingredients are mixed well together. And the dough is all done. Now place that to the side, covered with a towel for about 30 minutes. Mix the onions, making sure they don't burn. Now in the meantime, we're gonna make the filling. So take your bowl with the cheese in it and make sure your potatoes are done. Once potatoes are done, place them in the bowl with the cheese. You can also place them in a separate bowl and mix and mash up the potatoes by themselves, and then proceed to mix them with the cheese. That is also an option. I just didn't want to dirty as many bowls. So I add my potatoes to the cheese, mix that up. Now I'm adding my salt and pepper to the mix. This is up to you how much you want to add based on your taste buds. Now mix, 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 mix. And now, once the onions are done and they've become clear and translucent, place them into the bowl with the cheese and potatoes. And now mix all of that up. Now the filling is done, so now you can put that in the fridge or to the side, and now you can grab the dough that you set aside earlier. It should be super soft, super plump, and very stretchy. So I would split it into maybe 4s and keep the rest of it covered and take 1/4 of the dough and spread it out on a floured surface. Now roll your dough out. I just used an empty glass bottle to roll them out. And then take a spoonful of filling and put it into the pierogi. Now this is my first pierogi and it's so cute. Oh, I love dumplings. I was so happy. So take the dough, stretch it out, roll it all out, maybe to like 1/4 of an inch. Now you could use a glass to cut out perfect circles. Then place the filling into each circle. And then fold the dough over itself and pinch at the very ends. You could also use a spoon or a fork to create pretty designs and to make it stick better. These pierogi are best served boiled with sour cream on top and fresh chives or dill. They are also very delicious pan-fried with bacon and additional onion. Just top with sour cream and fresh chives once again, and you could always freeze them to cook them for later. You may also fill pierogi with cabbage, mushrooms, sweet cheese, blueberries, strawberries, depending on how you like them or if you like them salty or sweet. So feel free to explore and be creative.
Oh my God.